Today is May 18th. I wanted to share this dream that I had this morning, and I feel like this is one of those dreams that I have to just speak out, and I can't write it down because there was a lot going on. There's just no way I could explain it just writing it down, so I wanted to document it before I forgot any of the details. It's really interesting. I don't think I've ever had a dream like this before. I know I haven't had a dream like this before. And so I'm curious to see what you guys think. So in that dream, it was taking place at what seemed like a banquet. But when I say banquet, it wasn't like something Christian or like the wedding supper. Nothing fancy. It was just your typical everyday banquet. If you've ever been to like maybe a benefit dinner or something like that, that's just kind of how it was. Just typical people sitting at tables, chatting, eating. There was a DJ's table up front, which was where I was, and I was there with my brother. His name is David. Now, I don't think this dream was specifically meaning my brother. I dream about him a lot, but I think it's because of his name. His name is David, but he's also the son of David because my dad is named David. So I think that probably has something to do with it. My brother is not a born-again Christian at all. So anyway, my brother David was going to be, I knew he was going to be singing at this this banquet or whatever it was that was going on. And it's interesting because my job was to prepare the microphone for him to sing, but the microphone in the dream was a plastic solo cup. I don't know why the microphone was a cup, but that really stood out to me very strongly in the dream for some reason. And it wasn't something funny in the dream. It seemed very normal that it was a cup. So it wasn't like, why am I holding a cup as a microphone? It fit in very well with the dream for some reason. So my job was to prepare the microphone and just get it ready and set up for him to sing. My brother's not a singer, by the way, at all. So I think he's symbolizing Jesus. Okay, so as I'm preparing this microphone for him, I decided to belt out a few notes into this cup myself. And I was kind of like, hey, that sounded pretty good. I like that. I wanted to do more of that. And as you guys know, I told you recently, I am not a singer. I don't like to sing. It's just not my thing. I don't have a voice for singing. I'm just not too drawn to singing or music. I don't even listen to a lot of Christian music, to be honest. I'm just very picky with music. It's hard for me to find something that really inspires me, and I've always been like that my whole life, and my mom is like that. So I don't know if I get that from her, but she's just like super not into music. But if she is, it's only certain things, and she just doesn't listen to it a lot, and I'm just the exact same way. There's only ever like 2 singers I've really ever been drawn to in my life, so music just isn't my talent or interest or hobby or ministry. So it's interesting that I'm dreaming a lot about, I'm not singing a song. It's more so like I'm belting out something from deep within my soul. And I'm thinking that this is symbolizing the Holy Spirit coming out of me and finally speaking and finally just getting it out. Because I shared with you guys recently that I feel like, sorry for the traffic noise, it's never like this. It only is like this when I come to do a video. What was I saying? I think it's symbolizing the Holy Spirit coming out, because a few days ago I had that dream where all of a sudden I just belted out this low register musical note from the depths of my soul, from deep within my chest, and it blew people away. literally in front of me because it was so powerful. Just this wind that belted out of my body that I couldn't believe that sound came out of me, and other people couldn't believe it either. So we know that the Holy Spirit is like a rushing mighty wind. So I'm thinking that me dreaming about belting out in song or in musical notes is symbolizing the Holy Spirit, because it feels good to get it out in these dreams. It feels right. It's like a very freeing feeling, very relieving. And I'm as I'm talking about this, I'm wondering if the Lord isn't going to kind of have a move of the Holy Spirit. I don't know. I wasn't given that understanding, but I'll explain more of that reasoning in a minute when I tell you the rest of this dream. So anyway, I belt out a note into this cup, and it feels good, and I'm surprised. I like it so much, and it just feels so right. And I kind of want to steal the spotlight a little bit and just, I want to sing for these people. I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but the people in the crowd were people I know in real life who were just worldly, spiritually asleep people. There were people there I know who are Muslim. I'm sorry, people who were Mormon. And there were people there that I don't know in real life who were Muslim. But I just don't know anybody in real life that is of the Muslim faith. I've never met anybody that's Muslim. But there were people in this crowd who were Mormon and Muslim. But when I say Muslim, they weren't like radical terrorist groups. They were just normal people. And I've heard that there are different kind of like denominations or something in the Muslim faith. But forgive me because I'm ignorant on that subject. I don't have a knowledge of the Muslim faith at all, but they were just kind of normal people who believed what the Muslims do. So I wanted to get up in front of these people and just belt out in this song. So at the end of this dream, there was something very strange going on, and the best way I can describe it is it was kind of like there was a major awakening going on with these people. And I was very specifically focused in on a girl I know who is Mormon. But like I said, there was also people there I know who are just, they're not like born again Christians. Just maybe spiritually asleep people and Muslims. And all of a sudden there was this major like awakening, realization. I kind of almost want to say reformation, but I'm not sure if that's correct or not. And I could not hear the words that people were saying, but if I had to kind of give a little bit of dictation of the conversations that I was seeing, like I was seeing them converse, and I was getting the feel of what was being said, but I didn't hear actual words. So I focused in on the girl I know who is Mormon, and she was talking to her friend there. And it was as if she was saying, like, hey, did you hear? Something, blah, blah, blah. It's true. It's the truth. Did you hear about that? And that it's true? And her friend's like, yeah, I did hear about it. And there was just like this, all across the board, there was this awakening to the truth of whatever. There was a lot of buzz going on, and they were awakening to it. And it was kind of like they're coming out of their blindness and deception and sleep. And it wasn't like they were in despair. So I don't know if it was something after the church is taken out of the way, because I didn't see them like drop to their knees and sob. It was kind of like oh my gosh, it's true. Did you hear? And yeah, I heard. And people were excited. And it was something very, oh my gosh, I wish I could think of a word to describe how this was. But I'm just starting to wonder if the Lord isn't going to do a move in the spirit before he takes the church out for these other religions. I don't know. I wasn't told that, but I don't know. It was very strange what was going on. And there was just all this buzz of something that people were realizing was true. And it was very exciting to them. And they were just like, their eyes were being opened. So just me dreaming about it's like like in this dream, I was standing in front of these people, and I was wanting to be the one to belt out into this cup, into this microphone, and speak. And it just reminds me of yesterday in the vision. I saw the word speech. I don't know if that relates to this, but I saw speech, resurrect, walk. I don't know what that means. I'm still praying on that. But I feel like all these dreams I'm getting lately are symbolizing the Holy Spirit finally getting out. And I've shared with you guys that I feel like spiritually my words are just being shut down and suppressed when I try to speak about the end times and things of God. Anytime I try to share that, it's like an immediate shutdown, and I just can't get it out. And I know you guys are going through the same thing. It's like people are not hearing. So it's interesting that symbolically it seems like I am experiencing just this wind, which is symbolic of the Holy Spirit, just flowing out of me, and it feels so good to get it out. And it's like I want to take, you know, the limelight and get it out. And that's just not like me. I've shared this before, but I do not like attention on me. I'm very shy. I've always been like that. That's just one of the reasons that I don't physically come on here ever. I don't want to ever, anything that I share that the Lord gives me, I don't want to take any glory for it. This is all Him, because He's wanting to warn people, because He loves them. It's not about me. And just, I've always been like that in life. My teachers would just always even put on my report card, she's just too shy. And I remember when my mom took me to kindergarten signups, they wouldn't let me in. They told me to come back next year because I was just too shy. And I don't like attention on me. I don't like to be the focus of anything. But I do come on here because for fellowship, and I want to share what the Holy Spirit shows me. But I'm just not someone that would be like, hey, I want to get up on stage and sing in front of everybody, or, you know, have this speech in front of everyone. But I do feel good when I speak about the things of the Spirit. So I feel like there may be this move of, we can finally get it out. I don't know what it is, but it's interesting that as of today, when I have this dream, we are entering today into King Hezekiah's additional 7 days added on to second Passover. And we know that King Hezekiah is also a type and shadow of Jesus. And if you're confused about anything that I just said there, just leave a comment below and I will explain what second Passover is. And King Hezekiah's, when he held second Passover, everyone was it was such a joyous time and reunion that they came together and made a decree that they were going to keep it for an extra 7 days. Okay, so that would, you know, on today's calendar right now, Monday, we would be entering, I think it would be today, maybe yesterday, I'm not sure. It was an extra 7 days. I know that it would end on the 22nd. So it's just interesting that we're in that time period, and a lot of you guys have really felt like the Lord was pointing you to that for some reason, and myself as well. So I don't know what the Lord's going to be doing. Just take this to the Lord in prayer. Never take anything that I say for fact. I'm going to be praying about it myself, but I've never had a dream like this before, where I'm at this kind of like banquet or like worldly gathering of, you know, non-Christians, and then there's Mormons and Muslims, and then there's this awakening, and I'm trying to, you know, stand up and finally take my limelight and speak and get it out. That's just not like me. I'm always someone that likes to be behind the scenes. So I don't know, maybe the Lord is going to use us here very soon for something. So I just had to share that with you guys. Super interesting. I have another video that I need to upload. I already recorded it, and it kind of points to this as well, but it's very specific. So I'm praying to the Lord and asking Him to give me a very specific confirmation. And when I get that, I will upload that video. But until then, I'm just going to hold off on that for right now. So until then, I will talk to you guys later.